Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and today we are just recapping Notre Dame versus Navy. And what did we learn about Notre Dame? And if you don't know, check out my Notre Dame video because I talked about their schedule and everything about that. It was about a month ago. And throughout every game, throughout every video that I've put out, if I can mention Sam Hartman, I have mentioned Sam Hartman because I think he's a great quarterback. I had him as one of my 5 Heisman contenders this year. He was in my top 5 Heisman contenders. And today he proved why. And I think a lot of people are very much underrating Sam Hartman because he was at Wake Forest and he didn't win much. But when you compare Wake Forest, if you look at Wake Forest and their standards, they always throw the ball. They ran really weird formations that they would back up a little bit, but like also like wait a second and have to hand off a ball. It was a really long RPO play. It was really strange. But with Notre Dame, they have a consistent run game, automatically just good running backs, good offensive line. At bare minimum is just good. They're arguably great. And Notre Dame going to get some good weapons anyways. So it's not just like you're going to have like only one or two good receivers. You can have a whole plethora of good receivers. And that showed today against Navy. I know Navy's not the greatest defense in the world, at least on football terms, but he was great. And by the way, when I name these players, I will mention the number that they wear, because I know a lot of people don't actually know the players' names, but they know and remember them by the number. So Sam Hartman, who wears number 10 for Notre Dame, he went 19 for 23, 251 yards, 4 touchdowns, and zero interceptions. That is great for them because one of the problems last year is that they had turnovers in bad situations that they really didn't like. You cannot have these turnovers and then they had them. And it showed today that Sam Hartman could possibly one of those players that don't have those turnovers in big situations. He's had big games before, and because of that, it showed here in Dublin, Ireland. It was one of the main reasons why Notre Dame just blew them out. And by the way, the score of it, I probably should have mentioned before this, the score is 42-3. I had predicted the score being 37-13 in my video for this week, but it was somewhat close. But overall, Notre Dame played extraordinarily well. Audric Estime, wearing number 7. I'm sorry if I said his name wrong, and they mentioned this name a lot throughout the game, but I'm bad with names, so I'm sorry if I say any of these names wrong, but I'll give the number. So number 7, Audric Estime, 16 carries for 95 yards and a touchdown. He was the primary running back to start off everything, and he caught the ball, and he had some big plays catching the ball, so he was very good. Then number 24, Jordan Price, 4 carries, 25 yards and a touchdown. His first carry that he had all game, I'm pretty sure went for a touchdown. He wore number 24. You have Jaden Greathouse wearing number 19. He had 3 receptions for 68 yards and 2 touchdowns. One thing I want to mention about this game is that they went deep, and it worked. They had pass interference on one of those plays that went in their favor. And then they had another time that they went deep and went to the end zone, and it worked closer to the end and a half. Not end and a half. It was in the second quarter. It was around that time. And one thing that was very interesting about this, let me finish off the stats real quick, but I'll mention that afterwards. Number 83, Jaden Thomas, 4 receptions, 63 yards, and a touchdown. And then Dion Colsey, 3 receptions, 45 yards, and a touchdown. Offensively, you couldn't ask for much of a better game than that. Your passing game was good, your run game was good. You had over 200 yards passing, had over 150 yards rushing, almost 200 yards rushing. But the thing I was going to mention is that they just look comfortable. They look really comfortable out there. People were getting open. The blocking was phenomenal. The run game was good. On third downs, it didn't seem like they panicked. They knew what they were going to do. They could read Navy's defense and know how to attack it. You couldn't ask for anything better. If you're a Notre Dame fan, you have some pretty high expectations for this team. I have high expectations for this team. And if you want any comforting feelings, saying, "Oh, they might fall off," they might not really fall off. They might have this type of year that they had last year, that they started off very bad with those losses to Ohio State and Marshall. They didn't look half bad against Ohio State, but they looked very bad especially offensively against Marshall. But I think Sam Hartman caused that problems. I think Audric Estime was honestly a huge difference because it was a rain game and you wanted to get the guys comfortable, get into the game, and running the ball is the best way to do that. And he did great, especially on the opening drive that ended up getting a touchdown. I don't think they had a possession for at least until late third quarter or the start of the fourth that they didn't score a touchdown on the drive that they had. I think they had 6 straight drives that they had touchdowns, which is absurd. And everyone was getting into it. You got 3 different receivers with touchdowns. Again, with Jaden Greathouse. Yeah, Jaden Greathouse, Jaden Thomas, and then Deion Colsley. They all got touchdowns. You couldn't ask for anything better. So, I mean, if you're a Notre Dame fan, what else would you like? Maybe more tight end action. But even then, you got some of it in there. But if your guys are moving the ball, that's what matters the most. You saw Sam Hartman of Wake Forest how he can move the ball. And it shows here. Now they got a very good run game going on. Couldn't ask for anything better outside of that. So then on defense, you had Riley Mills wearing number 99, and then Joshua Burnham. Both got sacks. He wore number 40. And against Navy to actually get a sack or two for both of them, that is very good because, well, they don't run. I mean, they keep on running the ball the whole time, so it's tough to get those. And then you have number 24 for Notre Dame, Jack Kaiser, led them in tackles with 6. I mean, it was very much a good team effort defensively, good times, good defense, but they did have one mistake, which it was an early 4th down, which it was 4th and 4 early in the game. I think it was 7-0. Navy rolls out for a pass, and they just forget these 2 guys that are wide open deep. And the Navy quarterback throws a good pass, but then both of the guys just run into each other, and then they drop it. I don't know what happened there, really. Like, how did you mess that up? Since it looked like it was intended for the guy on the left side, I think number 28, something like that. But the tight end wanted to get the ball for himself, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was a tight end, at least it looked like one. I don't understand what happened. There's just bad communication on Navy's part, and hopefully that changes for them the following week. But one good thing Navy can take away from this that they actually had the leading tackler. With number 54, Will Harbor. He had 8 tackles. He showed out. He showed out pretty well today. And one thing you got to take away from this if you're Navy is that you led them in time of possession. And also, Navy had 55 total plays. Notre Dame had 57. So Navy could move the ball. They had the ball for a while, and they had a lot of plays with it, of course, because that's how Navy plays. But Notre Dame was way more efficient with their plays. I mean, that's what you want. Defense got some stops that are important, held them on 4th downs, and then they capitalized immediately. This was a great game for Notre Dame. There's nothing else that you could ask for. Everything showed out well. And yeah, I think if you're Notre Dame, you should be very happy about this performance. Yeah, leave down in the comments what you feel about this game and all this stuff. And whatever, any feelings that you have, any season predictions for this team. Give your own analysis about this game and all that stuff. Leave down in the comments all that stuff. Hit the like button. We'd love to support this channel. And we're on the road to right now 60 subscribers. Trying to get to triple digits before the end of the year. I would love it. I love all the support that y'all are giving me now. It's very much appreciated. And hope y'all have a great day. Stay safe, y'all. And let me get this out of here. God bless y'all.